Let's count down 15 country songs from 1973 we'll never forget. These weren't just songs, they were barroom confessions. Whispered prayers and wild-eyed warnings from a restless year. And the final track, it was once too raw for radio, but now it's etched into country music legend.
My redneck, white socks and blue ribbon beer. Hey, Louisiana woman,
Mississippi man,
we get together every time we can.
Number 15, Why Me, by Chris Christopherson.
And Chris, before we do it, I'd like for you to tell the story of Why Me, Lord. I think it was inspired by Larry Gatlin, wasn't it? In a way.
I was moved by a song I heard him singing in church.
If you've ever hit rock bottom and looked up for grace, this was your anthem. Why Me wasn't just a hit, it was a quiet, gospel-drenched confession from a man who lived fast and finally slowed down. Christopherson's ragged voice cracked with sincerity, and fans felt it deep in their bones.
It's worth loving you for the kindness you've shown.
The song went to number 1 and stayed on the charts for weeks, proving vulnerability could sell records just as well as rebellion. It was a spiritual moment, raw and real, one that still stops you in your tracks today.
I know what I am.
Next up, a slow-burning seduction that nearly got banned for being too suggestive. For number 14, You've Never Been This Far Before, by Conway Twitty.
Conway's yelling to break in again. So ladies and gentlemen, here's another Conway Twitty hit.
This wasn't just a song, it was a whispered promise in the dark. Twitty's slow, sultry drawl on You've Never Been This Far Before tiptoed the line between romance and risque.
I can tell you've never been this far before.
Stirring controversy while climbing to number 1. In 1973, it was bold, intimate, and unlike anything else on the airwaves. The track drew fire from conservative stations, but fans couldn't get enough. It felt like eavesdropping on a private moment, which, of course, made it all the more irresistible.
Feel the tension building in your mind.
Coming next, a crossover ballad that cracked open country's velvet ropes and let everyone in. Number 13, Behind Closed Doors by Charlie Rich.
Best country male vocal performance. Ladies and gentlemen, the Silver Fox, Charlie Rich. Woo!
When Charlie Rich crooned Behind Closed Doors, he wasn't just singing about love. He was redefining masculinity. This wasn't honky-tonk heartbreak. This was sensual, soulful, and sophisticated country. With its piano-led sway and lush production, the song became a smash hit.
My baby makes me smile. Lord, don't she make?
Winning Song of the Year and helping usher in the countrypolitan sound. Rich made it cool to be smooth, and for once, the quiet moments between lovers took center stage and inspired a generation of misfits and dreamers. But next, we bring it back to the soft glow of a love song, written like a poem, and I'll write you a poem if you hit the subscribe button right now. Number 12, Satin Sheets by Jeannie Pruitt.
And I think my favorite little kid's song is still my all-time favorite gospel song as well. And an old friend of mine that I've loved dearly for many, many years.
If you've ever had everything except happiness, then Satin Sheets speaks directly to you.
satin sheets to lie on.
Jeannie Pruitt's crystal clear vocals cut through the radio in '73, singing from the silk-covered trap of a loveless marriage. It hit number 1, and for good reason. It was a song for every woman who chose freedom over luxury.
No, you didn't keep me satisfied.
The stripped-down production gave room for every word to sting just a little bit more. Pruitt didn't just sing it, she lived it. Up next, a teenage voice with a powerhouse delivery and a debut that shocked the establishment. Number 11, Paper Roses by Marie Osmond.
Little girl is the youngest Osmond brother. Now she's their sister, Marie. Will you save me a dance on your 18th birthday?
She was just 14, but Marie Osmond's voice on Paper Roses carried the ache of someone twice her age. The song, a cover of Anita Bryant's 1960 hit, exploded in 1973 and rocketed to number 1 on the country charts, making Marie the youngest female solo artist to ever do it at the time. There was something pure and bittersweet in her delivery. It wasn't just novelty, it was undeniable talent. And suddenly, country had a new kind of ingenue. But the next track, it introduced a voice so raw, it felt dangerous, even divine. Number 10, Delta Dawn by Tanya Tucker.
72 was a very good year for me. I was living in...
She was only 13. Let that sink in. Tanya Tucker's haunting take on Delta Dawn didn't sound like a child. It sounded like a woman, twice burned, 3 times wiser. That voice weathered before its time. And the lyrics about a woman waiting in vain for a lover long gone.
Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have?
Struck a deep southern gothic chord. The track climbed fast and became her breakout hit. Country had never seen anything like her, and it would never be the same again. Coming next, a duet that held broken hearts together with nothing but harmony. Number 9, We're Gonna Hold On by George Jones and Tammy Wynette.
And my favorite lady of country music, pretty Miss Tammy Wynette. And let's hear from Tammy right now. Tammy Wynette!
If you ever loved someone through the storm and not just the sunshine, you felt this one in your soul. We're Gonna Hold On wasn't a love song, it was a survival anthem.
We're gonna hold.
George and Tammy, country's most volatile couple, sang like they meant every word, because they did. Despite their real-life struggles, they harmonized like no one else could. This 1973 chart topper reminded fans that love is messy, fragile, and sometimes worth the fight.
The way we both want it to be.
Next up, a teddy bear that broke a million hearts. Number 8, The Teddy Bear Song by Barbara Fairchild.
Teddy bear.
Don't let the title fool you. This one was a gut punch. The Teddy Bear Song masked its pain in a lullaby melody, but Barbara Fairchild was singing about something dark, the yearning to escape womanhood's hurt by becoming something innocent again, a teddy bear.
I wish I was a teddy bear.
No heartbreak, no betrayal, just peace. The song hit number 1, and its quiet tragedy struck a chord with listeners across the country. It was a powerful reminder that sometimes the softest songs cut the deepest. But the next entry, it's a wintry classic with a warmth that never fades. Number 7, If We Make It Through December by Merle Haggard.
We make it through December.
Hard times, cold weather, empty pockets. Merle Haggard's If We Make It Through December wasn't just a holiday song, it was an anthem for every working man holding on by a thread.
I don't mean to hate December.
The melancholy steel guitar mirrored the desperation in Merle's voice. Released in late '73, it climbed to number 1 and became one of the most beloved tracks because it didn't sugarcoat struggle, it honored it. And in that honesty, there was hope. Coming next, a revival of a classic, but this time with a twist of temptation. Number 6, Almost Persuaded by David Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the Marty Robbins Spotlight, here is David Houston.
Last night
By By 1973, Almost Persuaded had already won a Grammy and secured its legacy. But this year, its haunting narrative got a second wind with new cover versions and a radio revival.
Then we danced and she whispered.
The story? A married man tempted by a stranger at a bar, but walking away at the last moment. That tension, that moral cliffhanger, made it unforgettable. Even a decade later, it still stirred into late-night confessions across jukebox-lit taverns. You didn't just hear this one, you felt the internal struggle.
Love made me stop and go.
But next, a song soaked in Southern blood and soaked in vengeance. Number 5, Blood Red and Going Down by Tanya Tucker.
72 was a very good year for me. I was living in...
This wasn't just a country song, this was Southern Gothic cinema. Tanya Tucker delivered Blood Red and Going Down like she'd lived it, a dark tale of a young girl watching her father tracked down and killed.
With dusty teardrops on his face, my daddy cried in big steps.
Her cheating mother and her lover. Graphic, yes, but also poetic, pulsing with banjo and tension. It hit number 1 in 73 and proved Tanya was no novelty. She was country music's youngest outlaw, unafraid of brutal truths.
That Georgia sun was blood red and going down.
Up next, Blue Collar Pride, Cold Beer, and a honky-tonk hymn. Number 4, Rednecks, White Socks, and Blue Ribbon Beer by Johnny Russell.
Next songs that we're going to do in this medley are songs that I've been associated with down through the year, starting with this first song, which was my very first #1 record.
You could hear this one pouring out of every roadside bar in 73. Rednecks, White Socks, and Blue Ribbon Beer was more than a catchy title. It was a badge of identity for working-class America.
My redneck, white socks, and blue ribbon beer.
Johnny Russell painted a picture of community, imperfection, and cheap beer with charm and grit. It cracked the top 5 and became a lasting anthem for those who didn't see themselves in polished country pop. This was real. This was home. Next, a child's lullaby hiding in the ache of divorce, and it'll break you. Number 3, Kid Stuff by Barbara Fairchild.
I often think of younger days, a boy, a girl.
Don't be fooled by the soft delivery. Kid Stuff was heavy. In it, Barbara Fairchild sings as a woman recalling childhood games of playing house.
And they called it kid stuff, and though it mattered,
Only to grow up and realize that real-life love can be cruel and careless. The innocence is gone, replaced with bruised reality. It resonated deeply with women who saw their dreams unravel behind closed doors. Another top 10 hit for Fairchild in 73, it solidified her role as country's voice for the tender and tormented.
kid stuff when I was little was sitting in the middle of a cotton.
But next, a duet that moved faster than a freight train and hit just as hard. Number 2, Louisiana Woman, Mississippi Man by Conway Twitty and Loretta Lynn.
Hey, Louisiana woman,
Mississippi man,
we get together every time we can.
This wasn't just a duet. This was fireworks. Louisiana Woman, Mississippi Man saw Conway and Loretta at their peak. Fierce, flirty, and fused by electric chemistry. Released in 73.
We get together every time we can. The Mississippi River.
It raced to number 1 and became a staple of their legendary partnership. With its driving rhythm and swampy swagger, it captured the heat of lovers separated by the mighty Mississippi and the lengths they'd go to reunite. Their back and forth wasn't just musical, it was magnetic. But the final track, it was the Outlaw Prayer that changed country music forever. Number 1, Sunday Morning Coming Down by Johnny Cash.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash. Here's another of Chris's for the Rambler, the Drifter.
By 1973, this wasn't just a song, it was a sermon. Written by Chris Christopherson but made immortal by Johnny Cash, Sunday Morning Coming Down was Cash's confessional. It wasn't pretty, it was lonely, hungover, holy.
On a Sunday morning sidewalk.
When he performed it on national TV that year, eyes dark, voice trembling, it hit like gospel. This song was every lost soul staring out of a window on a hungover Sunday morning, pondering where it all went wrong. It didn't top the charts that year, but it outlived them all. If you found this deep dive memorable, hit like and subscribe so we can keep the music alive. These weren't just tracks. They were sonic postcards from 1973, mailed straight from the jukebox to your heart. Which of these songs hit you the hardest or surprised you the most? Next up, we're diving into 1974, where the ghost of glam and folk clashed on every stage. You won't believe what made the list. Click the video on screen now to keep this journey going. Some legends fade, others hide in plain sight.